The North is destroying itself. The Emir of Kano, Muhammadu Sanusi, cries out, and the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation can't give details of the 2.9 billion naira in its custody. This is Plus Politics, and I am Benny Ark. Poverty, out-of-school children, malnutrition, drug abuse, Almajiri, and the Boko Haram insurgency are some of the problems overwhelming the North, and the Emir of Kano, Muhammadu Sanusi, has said the Northerners are on the verge of destroying themselves if they fail to address the myriad of challenges facing them. I'm being joined this evening for in-depth analysis and deliberation of this issue, political analyst Francis Chilaka. Thank you for joining us this evening. And also we have with us legal practitioner Tunji Abdulhameed. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Now, what is your reaction to the statement credited to the Emir of Kano, Muhammadu Sanusi, that the North will self-destruct at the end of the day?
In as much as I think he's made a lot of sense, but I think there's a lot of underlying hypocrisy in that statement, in the sense that no matter what anybody says, the North has held on to the whole issue about, what do you call it, they've held on to power to start with, they've held on to quota system.
Yes.
And it's like, for them, it's like oxygen. It's like the life they breathe. So holding on to it has not added value to their own system, because they're like enclosed, they're enclosing themselves from the reality. So holding on to power does not make any difference. So, like I said, it's a wonderful thing he has said. That's not the first time he's actually coming out to say these things. But in saying them, what are the leaders that they're not really doing? It's the same thing that's playing out. Federal character, quota system. It is playing out in the presidency. Check the kind of appointments that have been made. So it's not just for him to say it. It's for people to take action and do something about it.
But at least one of their own is coming out to say something about it right now. Now, Tunji, I'm going to come to you. He says, and he thinks it is what that the quota system and the federal character has done more harm than good to the Northerners. What's your take on this?
I agree with him totally. Yeah. I agree with him, because in a situation whereby you get everything with ease, without struggling, you will not take it seriously. Because you see, in a situation whereby, for instance, in the education sector, whereby you what they call unity schools, you write the exam, the same exam here in Lagos. There's somebody in Yobe who write the same exam in Yobe State. You in Lagos State will score 225 marks. The one in Yobe State will score 5. It will be qualified. You that score 225 will not be qualified because of quota system. And then they will say catchment area. What's it called? Because so if you get anything on platter of gold, you will not know the value of it, and you will not work harder to get more. That's what he's saying. That the fact that the people from the North get in with ease based on quota system and federal character, they tend to be relaxed and not do more in terms of getting more knowledge.
Then the issue here is not necessarily the Northerners. It's maybe a call for the review of our quota system and the federal character. But just before we go more into discussions this evening, we have a video of the Emir. Let's take a look.
The truth is, nobody who is a leader in northern Nigeria today can afford to be happy. You can't be happy with 87% of the poverty in Nigeria being in the north. You can't be happy with millions of northern children out of school. You can't be happy with 9 states in the north contributing almost 50% of the entire malnutrition burden in the country. You can't be happy with the drug problem. You can't be happy with the Boko Haram problem. You can't be happy with political thuggery. You can't be happy with all the issues, the Almajiri problem that we have. So when we wish Nasir a happy birthday, we do not want him to be happy as a leader, because you are happy when you think you have reached a state of delivering and taking your people to where you want them to be. Now, because of the condition of northern Nigeria, it is almost cliche now to say, if you are seen as normal, if you're a governor in the north or a leader in the north, and if you are seen as normal in the sense that you continue to do what your predecessors have been doing the same thing which has been normalized, then there's something wrong with you. You are part of the problem. The real change in the north will come from the mavericks, those who are considered mad people, because you look around and you have to say, if this is the way we have been doing things, and this is where we have ended up, maybe we need to do things differently. If we have populated the government with middle-aged men.
Now, Chilaka and Tunji, there seems to be an affirmative action which seeks to allow the North catch up with the more developed and well-off South. Would you think this implementation of this affirmative action has made the Northern region emerge worse off?
You see, like Tunji said earlier, there's a big problem. Like I keep saying, I'm sick and I'm tired and I'm fed up.
And it did enlist some of what those problems are.
Yes. I am fed up with, we talk too much in this country. We play too much. We do little to achieve anything. The problem in Nigeria can be likened to the problem with the girl child. The girl child and the boy child will go to the same primary school. They'll go to the same secondary school. They'll go to the same university. They'll take the same exams. They'll all graduate. When it comes to the time of employment, somebody sits down and tells you, this is a job for a man, and this is a job for a woman. That segregation is a big problem.
The boy child privileges.
Good. Now, that is what is happening between the North and the South. If you want the North to catch up, you see, this is one language I don't want us to be using. We should allow the North to catch up. No child was born from birth and infused with knowledge, wisdom. No. Every child must crawl before they begin to work. Throw this place open. If it's for education, throw it open. Let there be competition. You will be shocked that the North, you will be shocked at the kind of development educationally that would happen. But like Tunji has said, people get things for free. People don't work hard for it. Whatever you get for free that you don't work hard for is useless. That's what's happening in the North.
Well, let me take your comment, your reaction to what the Emir said. You saw the video and things he said.
I saw
yes.
it.
The need for the North to catch up with the well-off southern states. I mean, what's your reaction to that?
Yeah, I think, like I said earlier on, it's a good one. And I see it as a call on the leadership of the northern people in the leadership in the northern state to do more and ensure that the people in the North get educated. But I won't blame them much because the Constitution and our law give them the privilege. It's not as if they deliberately said there must be quota system and it is the law.
I'm going to come to that, yes.
It is the law that says there must be a federal quota, there must be a quota system, there must be quota system and there must be federal character. Yeah. Which means if you have people in the North with less qualification and you have people in the South with higher qualifications, no matter what you have in the South, those with less qualification, we share the same position with you, or even more, because the law says so. There must be federal character in every appointment, and there must be quota system in a way. So until they fight and ensure that, look, those particular law which make them become lazy is removed from our constitution, which make it everything, the law is now make it equal footing for everybody to struggle for it. That is when they will wake up, and this call will not, just like you said, it will just be amount to talk, no action.
But the conversations are necessary. Now, I'm going to come to you, Francis. Now, let's take a holistic look at the federal character and the quota system. Do you think there is a need, in the light of all this happening, do you think there's a need for us to review the federal character and quota system? Because at the end of the day, people have argued the fact that the federal character is not represented currently in the administration of President Muhammadu Sanusi with all of his appointments. Do you think there's a need for a review of our federal character?
It's not about reviewing the federal character.
Okay.
It's about taking that document, 1999 Constitution, and shredding it.
Not amended, shredded.
No. That document should be shredded. It's in the first pages of the Constitution. It says, "We, the people of Nigeria." I am not a party to that we. I wasn't consulted as a Nigerian when that document was prepared. The world has moved on. You take your time and read that document, you'll find out that that document was designed to hold some part of the country hostage, to hold some part of the masses hostage. It is not a friendly document. We need to have a document that reflects our present situation in Nigeria.
So you're one of those who believe there's a need for a referendum?
I believe in that, and I will support that any day, any time. Because if we need to get out of where we are today, we can't be doing the same thing, same way, and expecting a different result.
Now, you're a legal practitioner. Do you share any sentiment?
Yeah, in as much as I agree that, like what you said, that the Constitution told lie about itself, because it was done by the military, and then the military did not. There was no constituent or assembly or whatever that comes together to do the Constitution. There was just a selection of people, and they were guided by those who gave the assignment as to what to do and what not to do. So in that respect, I agree that that Constitution does not reflect the wishes of everybody in Nigeria. And even though all of us cannot be there, but whatever, we can appoint a representative to attend that, just like National Assembly now. If they make any law, as far as we are concerned, we are the one who is making the law. We are making the law. So the Constitution had a lot of issues. But if we have been amending or doing the needful in the last years, we'll have gotten it in a bit better. But because of political interest, most times we don't do the necessary thing that we're supposed to do. For instance, the last, before 2019 election, there was an amendment, there was a proposal regarding electoral amendment of the Electoral Act. In that part of the Constitution. But because of political interest, most of the things that were suggested were thrown out. So in the political interest, those who made the law earlier before now, regarding a quota system and federal character, at that time, they made that law in line with what was applicable at that time. At that time, there was a deficiency on the part of the northern state, and they want to bring them up to the level of the southern. But because, like I said earlier on, if you made things easy for me, I will do little. It's natural.
But you also did say it's not their fault. They didn't wake up and say, make it easy for me.
I'm saying it's a law that makes it easy for them.
Yes.
And when you make things easy for me, do you want me to? I see something I can get easily, and you want me to go and I can take this call from here like this. You now want me to go and do like this again to take it. That would be.
So we can't completely hold the Northerners guilty for that because it's the quota
system.
No,
I will hold the law. I will hold the law guilty of it.
Tunji, let me say this.
I will hold the law guilty.
Let me say this. After the Biafran War, it was assumed, from all the documents one has read, that the South, it was almost decimated and the people had nothing. But they came back. Yes. Why? Because they believe in survival. They believe in being successful. They're hardworking. What stops my northern brothers from following the same steps?
Because they made things easy for them.
Then that is why we're saying, whatever it is.
But I think that is the call he's making now. That any northerner who is happy with the condition they have now, is not that I say he's happy with the situation of things now. He's not saying the truth.
It brings us back to that Constitution.
You want them to work harder. In fact, maybe he's not saying directly. To say all those things that gave us the privilege of getting things freely, we should do away with it and then struggle for it.
You're a legal practitioner. Let me bring it to you this way. Many people have argued the fact that the 1999 Constitution is a bane of the corruption of Nigeria. Do you share in that? Do you subscribe to that thought and the need? He said it should be shredded. And they've been called severally for the amendment of the 1999 Constitution.
I am one of those who don't believe in that. Okay. You know why? I see it's our attitude and character that is our problem. If you have the best of law in this country, you have the best of law in this country, and you have people who are not sincere in implementing those laws, yes, there will be a problem. So I see us as insincere.
So it's not more so about the 1999 Constitution?
It's not only about 1999 Constitution. Yes. If we decide to do another one today, and it's properly done, and everybody and it's 100% perfect, which cannot happen because with times things will change and one thing will be obsolete, and then which will see who are those who did this, So, but the most important thing is that sincerity on our part. If we are not sincere, no matter how well that document is prepared or is done, we will still have our problem. We will still have those corruption. We will still have everything. Because the sincerity of oppose is what we are lacking.
Do you agree with that?
Nope.
Okay.
I do not agree. Because I believe that if there is a law that guides people, people will follow it. The holes, the potholes we have in the Constitution is being taken advantage of by a lot of people.
But France is not so much about the law. There are laws. The enforcement of those laws.
Let me say this. If today a law is passed that all politicians should be placed on minimum salary wage, a lot of people will not go into politics.
I agree with that.
A lot of people will not go into politics.
If enforced.
That is
if that law is enforced.
You see, we're talking about 30,000 naira minimum wage.
Yes.
Civil servants are receiving it. Some states are not paying
That
it.
is the insincerity I'm talking about.
Wait, some states are not paying it. But now, if you put that law, the problem we've had in this country is not even the law. We do not have a system that works. There is no system. We need to set up a system in such a way that the system on itself will be able to identify corruption and arrest corruption. Check the American system, for instance. No matter who the president of America is, there's a system. Yeah. You fit into it. In Nigeria, we have a system where a governor comes, he discards what his predecessor has done, he starts a new elephant project, he never finishes it, nobody questions. And then, you know, we've deviated from asking questions to media trial. You see, a security agency will come up and say, this person has done this. It ends there. There's no continuum. But governance is continuity. Yes. If you know that, if a governor should give an account, we need to remove the immunity clause in that constitution. You know,
I do say again that there's certain sectors, section of the economy that will argue with you, Francis, on what you're saying, that it's not so much about laws being passed, because our government has always believed that by passing law, the problem is solved. There's a place for enforcing of those laws. So do you think that should be our point of focus right now, the enforcing of most of these laws?
Our point of focus should be having a system that works. A system that works on its own. You know that, I mean, you work here, for instance.
System that works on
you
its own.
work here, for instance.
The policies,
let me finish.
Rules that,
you work
that,
here, for
that
instance.
will govern those systems.
You work here, for instance.
Yes.
There's a resumption time.
Yes.
And there's a penalty for coming late.
Yes.
And it is implemented. The system on its own arrests you. I mean, if you're working in a factory and you have to, you know, clock in by 8 a.m. and you don't clock in by 8 a.m., you know already that.
Don't we have some system in place?
We have it in place.
We have.
Where do we have it?
I think our problem again.
Where do you have it?
Why I agree with you?
I'm thinking we have stronger individuals than the system. We have people who feel they're stronger than the institutions.
Cut them to size.
Who will cut them to size? The people who are having is insincerity. Those who are in control are supposed to enforce that law are the one that will do it haphazardly, or they will do it in a way that they favor one. Somebody, a petition has been written against somebody. They have not been picked up. Some people know petition will be written against them. They will just say they hear and they will repeat. That is the insincerity I'm talking about.
Good.
Until we try to do things the way it should be done, we'll practice the rule of law. It's not in favor of anybody. We take law not into our hands, and we do things the way it should be done. The thing will fall in place. The system you're talking about, I agree with it.
See,
who will implement the system?
Yes.
We're supposed to have three systems in Nigeria. The executive.
Yes.
The judiciary.
And the legislature.
How independent are they? It starts from there. Let us forget about the people. How independent are these three bodies?
Because power seems to be concentrated in the center.
Good.
Yeah.
And that is where we need to look at that constitution.
Okay.
That is one. The judiciary must not be one that tilts to the highest bidder. The judiciary must be impartial.
Because people, yes, I agree with you partly.
We must have a system where it is easy for us to recall a honorable member or a senator. Let it be easy, not cumbersome. Power belongs to the people, not to those who have been elected.
Okay.
And until the Nigerian people begin to realize that power belongs to them as individuals and as community, then nothing will work.
Okay, let's come back to the northern states. I mean, 19 northern states. I want to ask you this. Do you think enough has been invested across the 19 northern states by way of quality education? Do you think so? Tunji?
No, I believe people in the north, like you said earlier on, if they are given the opportunity, they can excel anyway. I remember when we were at the law school, even at my university, I went to the university in the north. I went to University of Maiduguri. I attended my law school in Abuja. We are all there in Abuja, from Lagos, from everywhere. The guy who led us was from the north. So when given the opportunity, they can do better. But if most of them, the issue, what we're having is that we have a situation whereby majority of them believe that we can get this thing easy. Why do I disturb myself?
Do you think the Northerners feel entitled? Do you think they have a sense of entitlement?
When you have the opportunity of having things easily, you feel that. It's natural. Because you say, whether I work or not, I have the chance of getting this thing. So you feel like it's my own.
Let me just paint the picture of what's happening in the north. I stayed in Zamfara for 5 to 6 years, doing work. And we wake up as early as 6:30 in the morning to go to site. You get to site, you find out that the only people you find there are guys from the south. The Northerners will start coming in by 11. And when you ask them, they'll tell you, what are they hurrying their life for? Why are you disturbing them? Because at the end of the day, the two of you are doing the same job, but at the end of the day, whether they do it or not, they get mobilized before you.
Of course.
So the North has this
I remember
belief that they're entitled.
Of course.
That they own Nigeria. That's where the problem is.
I remember when
we're going to come to how this can begin. We need to begin to readdress this and have this mentality and change. And it still goes down to the federal character and the quota system. Now, I have a statistic here from the World Bank. A recent World Bank report states that the North accounts for 87% of the poorest people in Nigeria. 9 states in the North contribute to almost 50% of the entire malnutrition burden in the country. And 13 million out of the 14 million out-of-school children are from the North. What is imperative for the Northern leaders and elites to begin to do in the light of the statistics?
You will agree with me that a few years back, the North was known for granite pyramids. What has happened to it? We should be asking ourselves questions. What has happened to it? Everybody must not go to school, but everybody can be useful to the society. And I believe that, there's a lot that the North on its own can do to contribute to the country. There's a lot. They have the farmland. They have the men. They have the resources. It's a matter of who would bring these factors together. That's all the one. Like I keep saying, throw it open. Let it be a free enterprise. Let the competition be for everybody. You'll be shocked. I have a lot of Northern friends. They're highly educated.
Of course.
They are highly
intelligent.
educated, and they're very intelligent. Remove the butter, remove the bread, and you will see that they will wake up from sleep and do the right thing.
Tunji,
I agree with him. When we were at law school, I remember that time our governor promised us, was it 10,000 or 5,000? I can't remember, as a bursary allowance for law school. You know how much they pay the Sanfara students? 1 million naira each. In fact, to date, I'm not sure whether we are able to collect that 10,000 that was promised us. So what I'm saying is that, look, when you know that you are free, or these things are easy for you to get, you work less and you won't disturb yourself much. If you know when you graduate, you know a car is waiting for you, a house is waiting for you, whatever is waiting for you. You won't do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 jobs but somebody who knows that, look, nothing is on ground for me. You can do 10 jobs at a time to survive. So if once we remove those privileges of making them more comfortable, like you said, remove the bread, remove the butter, and then let them look for the bread and the butter, they will be able to.
Now, the Emir, while speaking, he enumerated a list of things bedeviling the North. I want to ask you, think the Northern leaders and elites, they've done enough to actually address these issues? And if not, what should they begin to do now? In
all sincerity, our leaders are not doing enough. Not only in the North, but when we're focusing on the North.
Yes.
They haven't. The leaders are enjoying the fact that the Almajiri system is thriving. They're enjoying the fact that these people are willing tools for them to win elections. Thuggery, banditry. People are benefiting from it. Until the people begin to ask questions, the people need to wake up their consciousness and realize that this man we have sent on an errand is accountable to us. The problem in the North is that the leaders in the North do not feel accountable to anybody. It's across board.
How are we going to change this narrative?
The only way to change it is, this is a time to start. First of all, INEC should start now to educate people on civic education. Nigerian Orientation Agency should get on board. People need to be educated. People need to be informed. Knowledge is power. When people have knowledge, they have power. But in a country where people are not educated, what happens? The few that are educated will take advantage of them.
I'll take your thoughts quickly on that, Tunji.
Yeah, I think until we begin to look at ourselves as in Nigeria, and until those in the north as well, the leadership, just like the Emir is saying, calling them to do more. Because like he said, they are taking advantage of it. Few people that are educated in that area are taking advantage and making benefit from it. Because if you have few people and they're scrambling for a particular position, it's easier for them to take. So when there are many there, it will be difficult for them to take. I think it's deliberate, and that is the call the Emir is saying, that look, all leaders in the north, we should do more to ensure that we move out of this.
Legal practitioner Tunji Abdulhameed, thank you very much for your contribution, and also Francis Chilaka, political analyst. Thank you for your contribution in this segment.
Thank you.
We'll take a short break, and when we return, we're talking 2.9 billion naira and the integrated payroll and personnel information system. Do stay with us.